I don't know how to do this. I think I'm going live. So I promised everybody I would get some more readings up. I'm still struggling to get the earth sign readings up that I did pre-recorded. It's a gigantic video. It's uploaded. Well, I think it just went live. I don't know. Anyway, I'll repeat that in case that didn't just start over like I think it did. So I am keeping my commitment. I said yesterday that I would do 4 separate readings by fire, by each of the elements. I'm just so not feeling it today. Today's been super emotional. Anyway, I've been struggling to get up the pre-recorded reading that I did for the earth signs. It's at 80% upload, and it's been uploading since this morning. So I'm going to do this one live like I did the fire sign. So tonight I'm going to do, right now I'm going to do a reading for Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And this is going to be about the full moon and Cancer reading. So the full moon phase is still in effect today. It went in full effect last night. But full moons are known for being super emotional and climactic. So all the way from the new moon through the full moon, you're building up energy, and the full moon's the climax. And so it's already super emotional. And this particular full moon is in Cancer. And I like to say that we're super in touch with our emotions. But, you know, it can be a lot for some people if you're not used to it. It's kind of standard operating procedure for someone like me. I'm Cancer rising. But even today's been rough. Like, I've had a bunch of shit come up. Anyway, so this reading is going to be about kind of what's been happening so far this month emotionally for my air signs, and what's going to be kind of coming up in the next couple of days, and then what kind of things can be released to make way for January and this new 2020, because it has been a super shit year. And the more that we can release and capitalize on the energy of the waning moon, which is as the moon gets smaller, there's like super powerful releasing energy available. What can we release and how can we do that? And then get ready for the new moon that's coming in Capricorn. It's January. It's supposed to be pretty awesome. If you've been working on yourself, lots of opportunity for change in January. If not, it might come as a little shocker. So let's see what the cards have to say. I'm kind of totally just feeling blah. So I'm gonna, this is like, I'm forcing myself to do this. Like, I'm new at doing this live. So bear with me. And I also don't even know how to see if people are watching because I'm doing this on my laptop now. And so, like, maybe camera smoking. Okay, so I'm going to pull a couple of cards. And then we'll talk about them, and I'll get some clarifiers. I was trying to decide like what deck to use. I have a ton of decks, but this is for sun signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. If your North Node is in there, I'm going to say this reading is for you. And if your moon is in one of those two, the moon rules our emotions. And since this is a full moon in Cancer, if you have a moon in one of the air signs, then this reading is for you too. The reading is timeless, so if you don't catch it now, it's some other time. Yeah, I'll include numerology when I read the cards, Sherry, so yeah, that'll be involved too. I'm going to use the Darkwoods Tarot for the main deck. I'm feeling like, I don't know, I think we got some heavy stuff to deal with tonight. Alright, so everything is shuffled. Just kind of prepare yourself, take what you can, leave the rest if it's not for you. It is a collective reading, so I will pull more than one clarifier. So, alright, so the first question we have is, what have my air signs been manifesting since this full moon? What has been happening since the full moon? Lots of emotions. So I'll talk about the cards once they're kind of all up. So I'm going to pull them first. The second question is, what is coming into conscious awareness? Oh, I got 2 jumpers. What is coming into conscious awareness as a result of what's been going on this month? All right, we had 3 cards jump for that. And the next question is, what is no longer serving? What is no longer serving us? So what behaviors, feelings, thoughts, ideas are just no longer serving? Oh, shit. Okay. All right. So I've got 4 cards that came up there. And next question is the new question I added after doing this spread last night. So I'm kind of like putting different spreads together to see how it goes. You know, the goal is this to kind of release some stuff, right? So this question I added is like, what if you don't do anything? What if nothing changes and you don't, you know, I don't know, change behavior? So what happens if nothing changes and we kind of keep this stuff bottled up or ignoring kind of the lessons here? Okay. And how can I release this? How can we release this stuff? Okay. All right. All right, our signs. I'm feeling super emotional. I am a Cancer, but I have a ton of Gemini in my chart. I have Gemini in Venus. I have Gemini in Mercury. I have Gemini in Jupiter. I have Gemini in Saturn. I have my dark Lilith is Gemini. I really connect with this, and it looks like y'all have been doing some of the same things that I'm doing. Okay, so the first card we have is the Moon card. And the question here is, what have you been manifesting since the beginning of the month? And this card is, in this particular deck especially, this card is about going inward and looking inward emotionally. I'm seeing reflection on my glasses. I don't really need it to see y'all. I need them to read the cards though. So this card is about looking inside, dealing with repressed emotions, dealing with kind of some of that deep stuff, and a lot of emotions have been coming to the surface. This is a major arcana card, and what that means in tarot is this is like a major archetypal theme. I don't even know what the camera is. Archetypal theme in your life, a glimpse into the subconscious, karmic expression. So this is kind of like a big thing. So we're not talking about just like having some emotions. We're talking about dealing with deep shit here. And then we're talking about getting super raw, super vulnerable, super emotional. And I'm sure this full moon is probably bringing it like seriously to the surface too. But I'm going to get some clarifiers, and I'm going to use the numerology deck since someone asked about it. Wait, was I going to use a numerology deck? Yeah. All right, so I'm going to use this numerology deck to get some kind of clarifiers on that. And, well, damn, they're just jumping all over the place. Yeah, so there has been healing going on. And the number here we have is 66. Those are numbers. It's a master number, but that's about harmony and balance internally. That's about a lot of balance going on here. Lots of healing emotionally. The color here is blue, so a lot of you are talking about it, and it's a deep spiritual, deep emotional healing. Reduces down to the number 3, and 3 is another spiritual number. It's a collaborative number, so some of you are actually like in therapy and working with professionals and just really getting deep in there. I just feel like some super heavy work is going on here, and good job on that. Let's see what else is going on. Because this is a group reading, I'll get a couple more cards. All right, so keeping in mind that the first card is this moon card with what's been manifesting this month. And it's about going inward, using your intuition, looking at your deep emotional stuff, getting clarity. And in this particular deck, it's referencing getting vulnerable. And these deep waters represent the deep subconscious, getting up in there. We have domestic harmony. And, oh, damn. Oh, okay, I froze. So domestic harmony. And so what I'm getting from this is, well, I mean, what I'm getting from this is that we've been home with our families. I don't know. We've been home with our families. And the number here is 46, and we reduce the numbers when they're this large. Okay, so it does have the qualities of 4, which is stability, and then the qualities of 6, which is harmony. but it reduces to 10, and 10 reduces to 1, but it reduces to 1 with like a new beginning. So we've been manifesting a new beginnings at home. We're thank you, Dana. That threw me off. I've got to learn to not read the side over there. So this deep inner work is like changing things at home. So good job there too, because you're seeing the results. And that's also the benefit of the full moon. It's when the results start coming in. People are talking, this blue here. I do a lot of, so when I do readings too, I kind of see colors and I involve chakras. It helps me there. So this blue tells me that there's a lot of communication going on. And then the green for the heart chakra, which is another, color of healing and giving and receiving of love. So the work that's being done, air signs, is seriously, seriously beneficial and life-changing. And that's what this major arcana card means. So good job. And then this last card is, I need to think about this one for a second. It's called Environment. It's a bright green. And the number is, how do you, I need more light in here, I think. Let's see. Oh, that helps a little bit, maybe. Is number 44. So it's a couple different shades of green. Environment. And I'm thinking about what have you been what's been manifesting since the beginning of the month in environment. This is a lighter green, so I'm thinking like there's been a new changes in environment. So new, but like stability, creating new environments. So some of you have made some changes about what's going on at home or in your living situations, and it's brought about balance. Again, two numbers, 4 and 4, both divided by that. It's 2 and 2, it's stable numbers, partnerships and stable numbers, but I keep getting internal balance there. So good job. Good job. I just, good job. Been in our heads a lot, but not in our heads in a bad way. Like in our heads, like, okay, I got to deal with this stuff. And it's manifesting in a lot of good ways for y'all. So that's super exciting. All right, the second question that I had, what the fuck? Don't let your kids watch me, because I'm going to cuss. What is coming into the conscious awareness next? So, or right now with this emotional stuff, or right next. I got a couple of cards that jumped. So we've got the 3 of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. Okay. Give me just a second here. So definitely some clarity, continued clarity in your mind with this Ace of Swords. Some of you have been doing such super intense work and getting so deep yeah, into that work that you're going to notice that your intuition is increasing. So trust that. Trust those intuitive breadcrumbs, and trust the things that are, I don't know how to put this, trust the voices in your head. I don't know another way to say that. Because this card's got a hand coming out of heaven. You really can't see it, can you guys? Holding this sword, going into the crown. So that's like, some of you are really going through a spiritual awakening, like, and it's amazing and beautiful. And, yeah, these wands are not an easy place, for our air signs to be, we're in our heads, we like to think, and sometimes when our air signs are kind of pushed, we have a tendency to pull back from the passion. And so this Page of Wands, this is a side of you that really hasn't had a chance to really come out. And so the Page of Wands is someone who is youthful and excited. So I feel like some of you are going back to the things you used to love when you were younger, like the things that you maybe wanted to be when you were younger. And you're starting to get into some of those what the hell is the word? I wanted to be a dancer and a writer when I was younger, and I'm kind of going back into some of those things. So yeah, going back to some of those things when you were younger. And also some of you are being called to possibly think about changing jobs and kind of changing, you're kind of looking at the future. So that's going to be coming up now into conscious awareness, is like you know, you've kind of just been doing life, and now all of a sudden, you know, is this what I really want to do? You know what I mean? Is this what I really want to do? Don't dismiss it this time. You know, don't dismiss it. Um, these wands here, the Page of Wands, this youthful, exciting, you know, part of you, you know, let this side come out. And then this Three of Wands about, you know, thinking about the future, looking ahead. You know, man, this is expansive out there. Let your mind wander and think about it, and don't dismiss it. But I'm going to get some clarity with my numerology cards too. So I feel like there's something here. Something more here. So, one of the things that was coming to mind when I put this down, when I was like, don't give up, like think ahead with that Three of Wands and think about the future. One of the things that came to my mind was that sometimes, you know, one of the downside with air signs is that we're, you know, the planning and the strategy and thinking things through is that we're not always like good at following through. And so, what's going to be needed next is some effort here. And in this deck, the Three of Wands doesn't have the yellow, but in the Rider-Waite, which is the deck I normally use, it's yellow there. So really digging deep, and the wands also have to do with that solar plexus. So some issues may be coming up along the lines of self-will and self-determination and self-worth. And what is my life's purpose? And am I really doing what I need to be doing? And so keep continuing to put in the effort with what you've been doing, and dig and answer those questions. The number here is 13. Oh, damn it. Yeah, there we go. That's a number of rebirth for me. But also it's got the energies of 1 and a new beginning, and 3 of that collaborative effort, that's supernatural, or with your higher self, and then yourself, but combined makes 4, which is stability. So even though there's some separateness there, and it kind of seems like, I mean, that just goes with the Three of Wands too. Push through with that effort, because then stability is right there. It's right around the corner. And then the next card that came up is communication, and this is yellow too. So again, I still feel those same issues, and the wands kind of indicate that too. So wands are about passion and action, and that's not always a strong suit for our air signs, right? And follow through and keeping that up. And that has to do with the solar plexus. And again, this color is yellow. Looking into, again, and this is like kind of common through all of the readings I've been doing for the collective. Don't be afraid. You know, don't be afraid, because there are such amazing things coming up. But these are the kind of issues that are going to be coming up. Some issues with self-will, self-worth, self-confidence. But you got it. I mean, you got it. Like, y'all are awesome, charming, amazing, brilliant strategists. What is going on with my air signs that is no longer serving them? And this is where there's going to be a couple of different things. So it may not apply to you, because 4 different cards jumped. And I don't normally keep all those cards, but again, I'm doing a reading for 3 different signs in the air category for element. So again, if it doesn't apply to you, dismiss it, but one of these will apply to you. So the first one is a King of Pentacles, and in this deck, the Dark Woods Tarot by Sasha Graham, so awesome for shadow work. The court cards are always people, so this is going to be, well, people or a facet of your personality. So on 2 sides, this King of Pentacles is someone who is really obsessed with work, really driven with material wealth, material gain. He is obsessive. He can have a really bad temper. Pentacles are about resources, material, earthly resources. So yes, money is a part of it, but also time, energy, hobbies, any of those things that are going to take up your time as well. So what's no longer serving some of you, I feel strongly, it's your romantic relationship. And this person is an earth sign. This person is a Taurus, Virgo, or I always forget the damn third one, a Taurus, a Virgo, and I'm going to get it in just a damn second, a Capricorn. And so, but you know, this isn't new, so this isn't new news. So all I'm going to do by saying this is like confirm it for you. For some of you, it is a facet of your personality where the work, and the worrying, and look, this is a lot of us because, I mean, we're all affected by COVID and work and income. So there's like this, you know, we're super worried about providing. But again, going back to what we just talked about with the self-confidence and these possible changes coming up with work, like this, let's let go of the worry and focus on building up that confidence and thinking about this new future that's ahead of you. Okay, we get from there, and then we have the Ten of Cups reversed. And in this deck, it's a little different than in your standard Rider-Waite deck, which the Ten of Cups is about emotions. As far as we're talking about chakras, it's sacral chakra, so it's our going to be the flow of emotions here. So you know, a lot of like love, romantic love is usually categorized in here. This is like emotional fulfillment when it's up this way, but in this one, this is telling me that there's some domestic issues going on. In family relationships, and those relationships, you've been holding on to them, they're like no longer serving you. Yeah, we don't have to stay connected to people just because they're family. We can walk away from those things. We draw our boundaries, and this is again where we draw on that yellow, what we talked about, that self-confidence and kind of digging into that place of like, I know I am worth being treated well. There's a big moon here in this one, and I think that has a lot to do with there's an over-emotional, kind of maybe manipulative family member that is, I would say, dominating and controlling emotionally. And I think that's what this has to do for this card. And it's a 10, and 10 is supposed to be a new beginning. So I think this is a relationship that, like, you know, it's like supposed to end. And it could be a partner, but I feel like it's a family member. Four of Wands here. This deck, God dang it, you really can't see nothing in here. I'm trying so hard, y'all. Okay, there we go. On this one, it's Four Wands with a bridge, and it's got a troll underneath it. It's kind of better. Lesson learned. I'll never do it in this lighting again. Sorry. Is that kind of better? Yeah, sort of. There you go. Four is stability. It is. It's stability. It comes after the Three of Wands, which is what we got over here. But in this deck, there's fear of this happiness. And the Four of Wands is about celebration and achieving an accomplishment. So the Three of Wands is the one that's coming up, right? So the one where we're moving out and we're moving forward. And the Four of Wands is supposed to be where we celebrate with our family and our friends and our community. But this one has a troll under the bridge. So there's like fear of success, and it's holding some of you back. It's like this card is saying, like, this, thinking that the rug will be ripped out from underneath you is kind of like a pattern of behavior here, and it is a fear. And again, we got more wands for my air sign, so this is a lot of emotion, a lot of passion, and a lot of stuff we're kind of not used to dealing with. They just, some of these things just don't make sense up here. These are more primal feelings that we're dealing with when we're dealing with wands. I mean, in the suit of swords, which is air, it's your suit, that's going to deal with our head and our heart. So when we're talking about the emotions of wands, we're kind of talking about lots of self and drive, and that is sometimes a struggle for our air signs. But this is fear here, a fear of success. So this isn't serving us any longer. And don't worry, we're going to talk about how do we release that, right? How the hell do we get past this thing? You know, and something that I'm seeing happen with like all of the readings I'm doing, and this is going on in my own shadow work as well, and then I have some friends doing it, is the kind of patterns that I'm seeing get broken in my life and in the lives of others are patterns like this. Like just tonight, I didn't want to do this reading. I was like, I had so much fun doing the readings last night, and then tonight I'm just like, ugh, I just got all this fear and whatnot. And so I did a reading to kind of understand what's holding me back. And I asked what was holding me back, and I got this card called the Six of Wands, and it's literally about victory and success. So, and I got this card about being afraid. I said, what am I afraid of? And the card that came out was the Six of Wands. So, I mean, I'm personally literally dealing with success, but this is more like success around in the home and family. Also, I think somebody may have happiness going on in the family, but there's some hidden secrets in there too, or you think there's secrets. So there's some like, there's some paranoia, because you've been hurt in the past. And so this person that you're with, and the situation that you're with, kind of bringing some of that stuff into this newer relationship. And that's kind of hurting things. I feel like this person is understanding, but it's time to like let go of the past and not bring that into this new situation. Okay. And then the last one we have, this is the Ten of Wands. So a lot of wands are no longer, a lot of the shadow side of wands are kind of no longer serving our air signs. And so in this Ten of Wands, 10 marks the end of the journey through the wands, which is about, well, it's about a spiritual experience, honestly, too. You know, when you go digging deep down into your sense of self, I mean, it's some kind of, something happens, whether it's spiritual or not, some kind of enlightenment happens. And, but in this card, since it's something that's no longer serving us, I think there's some, I think some people are struggling to like get to that end and like realize, okay, I'm there. Like, because, so I have I have 5 Geminis in my chart. So I totally connect to the air signs. Okay. I have more air than anything in my chart. So we do a lot of thinking. So, I mean, you got, you know, I think, I know, what's the other one? I think I know, I have it down. I think I know, I balance. I mean, it's like, you know, we're all up here. So realizing that you're at the end of this has been hard too. Like the end of the thinking, and this is about the doing. So realizing that, okay, stop researching, stop thinking, stop researching, stop and feel. And that's something that I think that we need to do there. But I'm going to just pull like 1 or 2 of these numerology cards because that was a whole ton of stuff there. But a lot of wands coming up, and that's got to make our air signs super uncomfortable. But you're doing really, really good. I mean, you're making progress. You're making progress. Okay. So the card that came up in numerology is surrender. So it looks like I must have got everything, you know, kind of covered, because now my deck is saying, okay, well, it's time for some advice. So this is about surrendering through this next phase, through the rest of this month. It is surrendering. And here it's red. So red is that root chakra. So there's going to be some fears of, you know, security, safety and security, as far as not like literal safety. And if you are in literal danger, then get out of that situation. But I'm not getting that. Just that core of like, you know, dealing with abandonment and rejection issues. You know, that kind of primal fear that's like around the like rib cage kind of stuff. The kind of stuff that like, it's like, the kind of stuff that we avoid dealing with. But because we've been fucking stuck home since March, like when we've done all this work, and it's like, do that or either go nuts with our kids like constantly, or our partners or whatever being in their face. Like, this root chakra stuff is the deep stuff. And it's like surrendering to the process. And then the other color on here is purple. And yeah, I'm getting kind of like using your intuition to seek that out. Like your third eye, like using that intuition and getting quiet in meditation, to kind of get into that place where you can go into those deep recesses, like, and not be afraid. Like, this is just the time of release. And if there's any time to kind of journey into the deep root chakra pain, it would be in this last full moon in Cancer, this waning energy through the rest of the month, to release that. I'm so proud of you all. This is good. This is super good. I'm super confused on the next question. It's like, what happens if, like, what if you just ignore this and you just, I don't know. oh, I got something. Okay. So it was like, the question is like, what if you just say, yeah, fuck it, I don't feel like dealing with this shit anymore, right? And you don't do anything differently, and you don't release any of this stuff for those who got something to release. So the Knight of Pentacles came up, and I'm like, that doesn't seem bad at all. But the Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady and reliable, but he brings a message. So I guess I should find out what the message might be, because it might not, who knows? Let's see. What's the message? And I'm going to clarify. What in my deck should I clarify? I'm going to clarify first with the shadow deck. No, I'm not. I'm not going to waste time. We had a lot of cards the last one, so I'm going to clarify with the numerology deck. What is the message? Oh, wow. Okay, lots of cards. But I'm going to take them all again because it's a collective. Oh, shit. Well, there's messages for a bunch of you. So I'm going to read these in reversals, too. So, okay, so looks like there'll be some, maybe problems with messages will be about, this is throat chakra, blue messages, communication. So problems with love, internal self-love. There's going to be some stuff going on. There might be some stuff going on there. Intuition will be blocked. This is orange. And so this sacral chakra work with solar plexus stuff. This is needed for this intuition, to trust your intuition. You need to be working on this stuff to be able to trust yourself. So I feel like there'd be some issues with intuition. You'll continue on with some personal growth. Personal growth will continue. I mean, it'll continue. Let's see. I think some of you might go through some wrong relationships personally. I don't know. It won't be complete. Some of you would have been complete with this process, but it won't be. And there's forgiveness that would have been coming to you if you were to do some of this stuff, but it won't be coming just yet. I got those back. Yeah, it's not gonna be like the end of the world, but I mean, why suffer? Why suffer? That's not how we do it, though. That's not how y'all do it. That's not how you do it. So remember, we had before earlier, some of the advice was there, just like continue with that effort, continue with the same effort that you've been doing it. Change is not a bad thing. Change is a good thing. And so you know what number is, change is the number 5. And I don't know if I've seen it yet, but I love the number 5. I used to get scared of that number in the deck because change used to terrify me, growing up with trauma or whatever, and the instability of all that stuff. But when I picture the number 5, it's kind of curved at the bottom, so it rocks back and forth. So it gives this illusion that it's going to topple over, but it's actually quite stable. And then, once it kind of evens out and stops rocking back and forth, the next number is 6, and 6 is balance and harmony and peace. So I think for change to be a problem is because of us, that fear, we make it rocky. We make it worse by resisting it. And one of my favorite sayings is when the fear of staying the same becomes greater than the fear of change, then we'll do something different. The last question is, how can we release some of this stuff? So some of the stuff we needed to release, we talked about, is some of the fear of success, some family relationships that were, just really unhealthy and have really needed to be ending for a while. For some people, it's a romantic relationship. For others, it's a part of themselves where they kind of put an unhealthy dependence on material stuff. Not dependence, it's like I don't know, it is sort of addictive behavior. But it's a means to avoid dealing with some feelings. It's it's good for air signs to ground, and that's what Pentacles are about. But this is something that calls for us to also use that intuition, and we're avoiding it when we're doing that. So how do we do that? How do my air signs let go of some of this shit? Let's see. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm not as super hyped as I was last night. I had like my own emotional ass reading before this. Yeah, so I'm still kind of got the residue on it, but this is exciting for me to do. And shit, what was I doing? Oh yeah, the cards, last two cards. So how do we do it? 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 I'm gonna pull out the book for this one. So like a special book comes with this deck that the author has like made super intense meanings for, and I feel like I need to kind of take a look at the book because you got the Queen of Wands here, and then we have the Ace of Cups. So you know, the Queen of, wait a minute, holy shit. The Queen of Wands has shown up in the Earth sign readings as a resource, and also in the what did I do last night? I did okay, fire signs as a resource. So first of all, I'm going to say some of you have fire sign friend, male or female, doesn't matter, even though this is a woman. But he or she is got a great big personality. They're warm, they're loving, they're charismatic, they're spiritual. And they are probably spiritual in a quirky way. But reach out to them. Some of you, this is a facet of your personality that you haven't relied on in a while. Go in there and get her. Some of you, this is about healing the feminine, and reaching out to the divine feminine. This makes me so happy. It's just so crazy how connected, like, we are, those of us who are like doing this kind of work. It's just crazy to me, man. Some of you, and so with the Queen of Wands in the Rider-Waite deck, which Rider-Waite's my favorite deck, but I just felt like I needed to do this deck. So here, oh wait, she has the black cat. Yes, some of you are witches and you've kind of slacked on your witchy shit. So get back to some of the witchy shit, or you've been considering witchy shit. So get into some witchy shit. Also, this Queen of Wands is in touch with her shadow self. So, I mean, if you've been like following my page the last couple months, like I do talk about shadow work. And that is something that I can help with, but help you in a sense, like get you started. But it's also available online. And that's going to be a huge resource into getting to some of that deep stuff as well. Yeah, this queen is like super in love with herself and super confident, and she knows her dark side, and she's like, it's part of me, you know? And that's something that either that's something that you need to do, or you know somebody like this to get a hold of. And then the Ace of Cups. Aces are like about new beginnings. And this is about like, how do we do that? 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 The crow is in this one too. Like there's just shadowy stuff in here in this particular deck. And this crow is bringing a pentacle into this here. So, oh, damn it, this camera. Okay, there we go. Okay, see, there's the hand. And there's like the little lotus flowers under there. I just feel like this is about a spiritual experience too. I feel like we're just being called to go deeper into this shit. Also, trusting your intuition and continuing to look in and practicing self-love. So what the other signs are working on is a lot of solar plexus stuff, and that kind of align, even though cups are sacral chakra, and have to do with that goes to, that showed up somewhere else in here, but I'm feeling like really strongly this is not about like a new boyfriend or girlfriend coming in your life, or husband or whatever. This is about falling in love with yourself and making that a priority. And this is this pentacle that's coming in is about like meeting your own needs. Pentacles are about earthly resources. I don't know. It's about stability and the root chakra, and the root chakra is about a sense of safety and security. So like the only way how to communicate this is I'll share with you what some of my kind of root chakra affirmations are. Is like I make myself safe. I am my own protector. I fill my own cups. That is literally my favorite affirmation. I fill my own cups. And so we are able to start releasing this, the opposite of like, like a glowing solar plexus of like, um, uh, over here, this Three of Wands and the Two of Wands and all these wands shit issues that we have, which is solar plexus. Like, I know who I am. I know my life's purpose. I have high self-confidence. Like, the opposite of that is you know, just not trusting ourselves, right? And not thinking that we can rely on ourselves, or not, I mean, having issues with ourselves, you know? So this card, I really feel like, is saying to my air signs is to really focus on falling in love with yourself and relying on yourself. This pentacle is not in every ace of cups and other decks. So I chose this deck by guidance from, I believe, spirit, for a reason. And because, and with that being like my favorite affirmation, I fill my own cup. I fill all of my own cups. I meet all of my own needs, is to, yeah, rely on yourself, believe in yourself, and find ways to do that. For me, that's been working on, I use the chakra system to help, and I use affirmations, and they work. I mean, they work. You know, someone brought up changes again. Like, all of this is changing the way that we think, and we change the way we think by sometimes just saying shit we don't actually believe. Like, when I started this journey, and I said things like, I make myself safe, like I didn't believe that for shit, you know, or I make good decisions. I didn't believe that either. But I believe it now, and it's affecting the way that I feel. It's affecting the energy around me. It's affecting what's coming into my life. It's affecting my ability to identify those things, um, and recognizing the gifts that are coming into your life. So this is, the aces are about like the universe presenting a new beginning, a seed, something beautiful. So also, I think a way to release this stuff is recognizing the good things that are coming from the work that you've been doing, and that are in your life right now. And the full moon is an amazing time to do a gratitude list, and to write down the things that you are grateful for. I mean, I've been in situations where I literally had nothing. I thought I had nothing until I wrote down a list. Like, well, today, you know, tomorrow my electricity might have been shut off, but like that day I had it on. So, I mean, there's always something to write down. Like, literally, you have eyeballs. I don't know, you know, but realizing that there are gifts that come to us from the universe. Another good root chakra one too is, I believe the universe has the best in store for me. And that's what this card is telling you too. Like, you're being supported, and reminding yourself of that you're being supported by something else out there, and that you're not alone. Also, I'm just throwing this out there for anybody like that, I don't know, check out the Morrigan, because this crow here, I'm just saying, like, not for everybody, but check out the Morrigan. She's calling you, if that resonates with you. Okay. I will pull some numerology cards for that one. And God, I feel so much like, I feel like a lot of love, and like I'm able to tune into energy and other people, and their experiences. And so, like, each sign that I've done, each element that I've done the reading for, like, there's a different kind of energy that I get, and the energy that I'm getting from what our air signs are going through. And this is for sun sign, your moon sign, your north node. Other than that, this is not a reading that's for you. I was very specific when I set the intentions. Is like, I feel a lot of, there is some sadness there, but what I feel is like a lot of relief. I feel like a lot of, like a sigh, but in a good way, like a big, huge sigh. So when you start feeling that kind of feeling bubble up, I feel like Spirit is saying, like, let out a big sigh, and then some relief will kind of come in. But I feel like, you know, that's not even on my face, that's on the computer. Like I feel like a sigh, and I feel like a sigh of relief. And this is the time to do that, and this works. So you're like almost there. You're almost there. And like, also, I feel like saying too, on this whole working on self-confidence and self-will and self-determination and sense of self and soul's purpose and you know, loving who we are and liking who we are. Like, this is not, don't feel bad about that. Like, don't feel bad, because it's a lot of us struggle with that. A lot of people do, and we don't talk about it. So yeah, but we've all been stuck home. So, like, you know, we're all fucking talking about it now. So you're not alone. I was just talking today with a friend of mine doing this work. Like, I still am struggling with the solar plexus and, like, giving my power away and having to take that back. And, you know, dealing with my value and worth as a human and as a woman. So I just also feel like saying, like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. And so when you say those affirmations, you don't have to believe them, but I promise you you will believe them. All right, so let's see what the numerology cards have to say about how we release what is no longer serving my sweet air signs who have been really dealing with it in their head. Holy shit. Okay, so this is a good card. So you guys got, never doing it in this light again. I'm so sorry. This is like, y'all are my first shit. You can't see it. It says karmic completion. It says karmic completion. And I know I mentioned something that up here. So, I know I mentioned something about breaking. Oh, in the beginning, what I see happening in all of the readings and even in other readings that I watch in my own readings is that, like, the kind of patterns that are being broken, so the things that you're being asked to let go of. Well, not even being that are bubbling up, that you're being asked to let go of. Like, these are patterns of behavior. These are patterns of behavior that keep coming up, that we keep finding ourselves in, and we keep, like, being hurt in, or having shit results in, and or being wounded in, or being you know, my pattern ends up being with shit relationships or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's whatever. I mean, I can own it, and that's what made me get into the work. Is like, I was just tired of, like, getting less and less shitty relationships. I'd rather just, and then I was like, well, I'll just be alone, but I don't want to be alone either. So I was like, let me find out what the hell's going on with me. But my point is that you got karmic completion as a card here. The fucking thing. Okay, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find the spot where it's written in white. So there you go. Karmic completion. Karmic completion. So there's patterns that you've been stuck in, a behavior that we're being asked to get rid of. This is this month. This reading is for this month. It's for the next 2 weeks during the waning energy of the moon, which is about releasing. It's about karmic completion. It's about karmic debt, clearing karmic debt, karmic completion, and breaking patterns of behavior that you wanted to break, that you wanted out of. It's about breaking through cognitive dissonance. It's about getting these aha moments, yeah, right? And that's what that sword, where the hell, oh, that's like what's coming into conscious awareness question came up for y'all. You got this sword, Ace of Swords. I mean, that's cognitive that's shit slicing right through. I mean, these are like big breakthroughs. I mean, and that's because of the work that you've been doing with this major arcana card and the moon, and getting deep in there into those emotions and dealing with that repressed stuff. And it's been painful. I know it has been painful. And if you're resisting it, it's been even more painful. And, you know, some of you have been going to therapy for the first time. You're taking medication for the first time, and you're really taking care of your mental health, and you're breaking patterns of behavior. And so the change that I saw someone else mention, because I think that's the word for this, and that's actually what's coming in January. Yes, in January, I think I mentioned that, is the change is good. The change that's coming is good. It's what happens when we stop doing when we break the karmic patterns, man. That's the change that's coming. It's like good. So it's not the same thing. Like, you know, yeah, that's the third. That showed up in I think it showed up in all 3 readings that I've done so far. I gotta get that gigantic file uploaded somehow. Okay, I'm feeling some very strong energy. There's more cards here. I'm feeling like like this is for Aquarius. I haven't felt a whole lot of Aquarian energy right now. Oh shit, look, it's at the bottom of the deck just staring at me. It's the Star card, which is total Aquarian energy. So I feel like this next card is for my Aquarius people. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm going to do 2 cards. I feel like I need to pull one from here and one from a different deck, and it's literally just for the Aquarius people. Give me just a sec. I hate to say this. Okay, no, it's good. It's good. But I don't want the other people to think it's not like... I think they're going to know what this means. So this doesn't mean that other people don't get this. It just means that the Aquarius folks are going to know what this means. Okay. Shit. Oh, I know what this is. Oh, okay, I know what this means. Okay. That makes more sense. That's what I thought that meant. Okay. Okay, this is for my Aquarius people. So we got so some of them have a spiritual career. And that's also can mean healing, and healing can be a counselor or a therapist or I consider a doctor. That's a spiritual career. And this particular deck, oh shit. Oh, I'll make sure I have you plugged in. Okay. This particular deck's focus, this numerology deck, is on career, finance, and domestic kind of harmony. So when this deck is talking about spiritual career, the way we communicate is it's meaning anybody who helps other people, like in the medical, energy healing, nurses, counselors. So some of you need a timeout. You need a timeout and a new beginning from there. But this timeout's more like taking time to meditate and rejuvenate for yourself. And this color says adventure. Adventure is change. Look at the change as adventure, but this color is the high heart chakra, which is up here. It's where the heart chakra meets the throat chakra, and that's where there's some trauma there. That's some stuff, but it's the end of the release, okay? So it's like you're getting close to the end of like the release of that trauma. The heart is where we process trauma in the heart chakra, so it's coming up. And this isn't just for people who have a spiritual career or healer, because some of you actually have been considering seeing a healer. And so move forward with that to help get you through the last part. And then happy ending here. And I think this card's for everybody, honestly, because it's yellow. But happy ending. And I think my Aquarius people are going to know specifically what happy ending means with this yellow and purple. But overall, I need every one of my air signs to believe that their happy ending is coming, because we need to manifest. In order to manifest the good things that we want, we have to believe they're coming, and affirmations help with that. So how do we release things? Get a hold of your friends. That you have a friend that's like super bubbly and charismatic and fiery and passionate. Get a hold of that friend. Get in touch with your shadow self. Some of you have either been witchy and have slacked on the witchy shit. Get back into the witchy shit. Some of you are considering exploring witchy shit. Explore the witchy shit. Some of you have some anger that needs to come out, and like let it out. Let it out. Scream your fucking head off in a pillow. I don't know. Anger's okay. It's not a comfortable place for our air signs, but this queen in this deck embraces her anger. Embraces her anger. I mean, look at that dress. It's like fiery. So get that anger out somehow in a healthy way. I'll scream my fucking head off if I have to in a pillow. Go for a run. Do some yoga. Do some yoga for trauma or PTSD or depression, and kind of work some of that out of your body. It'll help release it. Focus on poses on the sacral chakra and the solar plexus, and that's going to help release it, and maybe in a more controlled way that might be more comfortable for some of y'all. And so that's the end of that reading, I kind of want to see, I have a couple of different like little decks. Trying to think like what, all right. I also feel like that Queen of Wands has to do with the divine feminine, or the feminine healing. So, okay, if you're not spiritual, that's okay. Look up Jungian shadow work and healing the anima, because that's what's happening right now for most of you, that you're doing the work. And you may not even realize that you're doing that, but that's what's happening. So I have this deck called the Divine Feminine, and it can be spiritual, but you can reject the religious or spiritual aspects of it and just kind of go with the archetypal theme. But I'm going to ask for one card for each sign. What I'm going to ask Spirit is for a card for each sign to kind of get you through the rest of the month. So like an archetypal kind of like thing that you're going to need to hold on to, like to get you through the rest of the month, or that you can use, or the energy, I don't know, something like that. Okay, so just let me kind of breathe this in for a second, and I'm going to start with, I'm going to see what I'm going to start with. And with so few people, let's see, hold on a second. On here, I may just like go ahead and take questions and just do some free reading if you want to hang out. All right, so I'm going to start with a card for Gemini. All right, so I just need a card for Gemini, please. Okay, so Gemini's got 2 cards. I'll forget that. Okay, so Gemini's got, let's see how I can make this light a little better, maybe. Let's see if that helps. Mao Shan, the Princess of Mercy. Giving is receiving. The energy of the universe is merciful. So just remembering that remember, I think I talked about that as a root chakra affirmation. Is that the universe supports me. The universe has good things in store for me. So the energy of the universe is merciful, and remembering that. And then the Geminis also, we've got Parvati, the goddess of devotion. I am a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. Just love, the goddess of devotion. So that'll resonate with some of my Geminis. And even if it doesn't, leave it, take the other one. Okay? And then I will take a divine feminine card for Libra. Okay, so this is for my Libras. We've got Lalita, the red goddess. Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. And this is for you, son of a bitch. All right, we're going to find the spot. I'm going to get it. 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 I hate this. I just ordered lighting and a new camera, so it won't be forever. But, okay, I'm just going to show you the card. There she is. Her name is, look her up, Lalita, but I'll read it again because it's not showing. Playfulness, Libra, is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. So try to find some fun in this and get out of your head. And then the other one is Dec-Jan, the enlightened feminine. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. And that's come up in the reading tonight too. I am just torturing myself trying to make y'all be able to see this. So I'll just look at the card and I'll read it again. So this is for Libra's Dec-Jan, the enlightened feminine. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. And I mean, that goes back to that Ace of Swords and trusting your intuition, and going with your gut, and relying on that divine feminine aspect and healing that feminine aspect. Looking up what is healing the anima and the animus. That's a thing there too. And then so now we have a card for Aquarius. So the way I do it is like the card has to completely jump out. If it doesn't jump out, it's not going. All right, this is for my Aquarius folks. Adrian, I can't say it. Ariadne, mistress of the labyrinth. My soul knows the way, and the only way is through. My soul knows the way, and the only way is through. Through the pain, through the feelings, through this experience. And again, this reading is just for the rest of this moon cycle. This isn't like forever, but I see good things. I see good things coming. I see that this is the end of the journey. This major arcana card of the moon is this archetypal theme. It's upright, so you're doing everything that you need to do. I just feel like I should. Anybody have any questions? Dana, are you still here? I don't even know who's here. Do you want me to, we can go private though too. We don't have to do it in public, but, yeah, so I feel like I want to pull something else. I don't know what though. I just want to see what the universe has to say, just overall, to you guys about the work you've been doing. Okay, so this is what I asked the universe what they have to say about the work you've been doing, and this is about being released from self-limiting beliefs. This is that number 8 again. It's come up a couple of times. Breaking karmic patterns, releasing yourself from self-limiting beliefs, releasing yourself from these patterns of behaviors. And then this is about, so this way is about being in meditation and healing. So this is after the 3 of Swords, where there's like massive grief and massive pain. You know, you withdraw to go into contemplation and rest. This is about coming out of it. So I think that the message here too is that, like, the healing part and the withdrawing part, like, it's time to come out of that place and kind of like start getting involved a little bit more in society and in your communities and in the things that you were kind of doing remotely, obviously, but kind of getting back into some of the things that either you're wanting to do new or that you used to do and you're missing, because you have done a lot of releasing of, this is about being self-imposed prisons in our head. And so, really good job, because this is a card that super sucks. This is about just being really wrapped up in here ourselves, like putting ourselves there. And the universe is saying you've broken this pattern. So really good job, you guys. Like, that's a karmic, and that's another card confirming some karmic patterns are broken with that number 8. Yeah, so thanks for joining me. Like, I do readings. I do all kinds of readings. I do anything, really. Honestly, I also do some mediumship, and my favorite to do is energy work. So you can, I'll put some information in the comments below. I'll eventually have a channel up, but you can put in the comments things you'd like to see. This is just my kind of like attempt, like a random, like, thought maybe I'll do a reading for a group of people and see how that goes. But anyway, thanks to my air signs. Good job with all the hard work you've been doing, and you're doing amazing. And allow that passion and that anger and those feelings to just be released. Just allow it to happen. And yeah, work on those affirmations. Work on self-love. And I keep ending like this. It's so fucking corny. Anyway, I love you guys. Take care.